So let's look at an article that I wrote. I've been trying to write articles lately. They're actually really just scripts for my videos. I'm already writing. Maybe it'll be a little bit more convenient for me to express my thoughts. I wrote an article yesterday titled "The Democratic Party is Far Enough Right." This is something that's true. So first things off, go subscribe to my Substack. I'll probably in the future be making videos based on the articles that I write. So if you want the script, basically I'm going to be publishing it beforehand. So go follow my subreddit, go follow my Substack. You'll be able to access both of those through there. So this main article right here is about neoliberalism in the economic spectrum. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel also, that would be a super cool thing for you to do. So let's get right into it. This right here is what is known as the political compass. This right here, whenever I'm talking in this article, I will be referring to this political spectrum specifically. This is not anything that has to do with cultural issues. It will just be about economics. So whenever we say right and we say left, what does that actually mean? How I view the political spectrum is in four quadrants. We have right versus left and authoritarian versus. So whenever people are saying, "Oh, they're too far right," or "Oh, that they're far left," whenever we're talking about economics, from the Bill Clinton era on, it seemed to get very farther right economically. So whenever I say right economically, what I'm actually saying is capitalism, right? So capitalism would fall on everything capitalism, when you're looking at the economic spectrum, falls all the way to the right side of the political spectrum. Everything that has to do with socialism and communism all falls on the left side. So this is what I am generally referring to whenever I'm using the terms right and left. So like I had mentioned before, the left and right only refer to economics when looking at the political compass economic spectrum. Everything capitalism falls on the right. What does this mean for the Democratic Party? Because yes, I do believe that they are right leaning. So what does this mean for the Democratic Party in this context? You can argue that before the technocratic neoliberalism movement, which is going to be on this side over here, honestly, I think Kamala Harris kind of falls on a technocratic side of the political spectrum, very neoliberalism too. I never heard her out there debating that she would be making healthcare single payer or anything. That would be left wing because that would be a social program. And this technocratic neoliberalism kind of movement started around the time of the Clinton administration. Before that time, the party really leaned left whenever we're talking about like Jimmy Carter era or even the progressive era. Think Theodore Roosevelt. So what actually caused this shift within the Democratic Party was Jimmy Carter left with a horrible approval rating, right? He had Iran, I believe it was. I did fact check whatever. I originally said China. I looked it up and it actually wasn't China. It was Iran and oil. Let me see it where not only stagflation that he had to face and Iran, but also his agenda of making the US more independent from foreign goods such as fossil fuels with Iran. However, if you read my last article, you will say I did this whole bit where I was saying that go read that article and you'll know what I'm referring to. But like I said in my last article, the United States is the biggest consumeristic population. If Carter got what he was wanting, which was more independence from foreign goods, everything would be way more expensive to manufacture, because if a product is made in America that is affordable for someone who is on a living wage, it is impossible, damn near impossible, for you to manufacture that people who are also getting paid a livable wage as well. Today we see 75-inch TVs for like $400 or whatever. Instead of investing in our own manufacturing, we offshored our manufacturing because it's a lot cheaper, because there's less environmental regulation, way weaker labor laws in other countries. The wages there are extremely low. Just so we're all clear and we're all on the same page, this is the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy definition of neoliberalism. There's a link right here that I added. I went and found this source myself, god damn it, and I added this here because I didn't want to be incorrect on what neoliberalism actually is. Though not all scholars agree on the meaning of the term neoliberalism, it is now generally thought to label the philosophical view that a society's political and economic institutions should be robustly liberal and capitalist in a modest welfare state. Whenever that says modest welfare state, do you know what I think of? I think of the Affordable Care Acts in like 2012, Obamacare, basically. So whenever I'm saying that the Democratic Party falls on the right side of the political spectrum, because that's this right here, this is modest capitalism at least, at the very minimum. Everybody that is online, especially Bill Maher, the definition of his political spectrum is so incorrect and whack. And everybody kind of that falls in the same boat. I'm thinking of everyone in the Rogan sphere of politics where they are like, hey, I don't know anything about politics, and then they sit there and give you like a very uninformed, very highly opinionated opinion on the politics, and it always comes back to well, that's so far left. So one thing as leftists, because I consider myself a leftist, what that means is I think we need a robust, expanded social safety net and social programs. Always remember, when firefighters show up, that is socialism. Whenever people get their houses denied for insurance because of fucking fires, that's capitalism. So if you would like to know what our best move is after this, I encourage you to go read this article, because at that last paragraph with the demo, I mean, you could pause the video and read it that way. I mean, I'm not really I'm not stressing out about my Substack right now, but if you want to read the rest of what I wrote here, there's little bit of history of why we're in the situation we are in with Donald Trump. Spoiler alert, I kind of blame Obama.